So, hi everybody. This is, what's today's date? This is the July 13th meeting of the Finance Committee. In keeping with an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, as amended by Governor Baker on February 12th, 2022, this meeting will be conducted remotely over Zoom. Attendance by board/commission members will be remote, and remote attendance shall count towards quorum. This meeting will be broadcast live and recorded on ECAT. As of right now, I do show a quorum, so I'm just going to go through a quick voice vote just to confirm that everybody is here and real people. Let me make my list, finish my list while I'm doing this, see where you guys are. Because every time I try to just go off the Zoom, you guys move constantly, and that never works well for me. I just look more foolish than I usually do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and myself. All right, hey, all right. Let's go right down. So can I just get a last name and a present, and we should be good to go. Brian.
DiNardo, excuse me, DiNardo is present.
Tim, Captain. Tim.
Well, he is present, thank you.
Robert. We didn't hear you, Robert. I think you might be on mute.
He just sent a message saying he thinks his mic might not be working.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I just saw it. You know what, Robert? Is there a dial-in for this? Yeah, yes. You can join. You can dial the phone number, and what we can do is we can make sure that there's no issue. Let me just see. I'm going to mute your line, and then if you dial the phone number, you can be part of it via that same way that we do normally. You just mute your phone in between. It should be good. I'm going to put you down as a yes because I can see it. Jay.
Olson present.
Shireen.
Shireen present.
And Mr. Helen is present. All right, with that, we'll let Robert dial in. But in the meantime, he can hear us, so it's effectively the same thing. So Wendy, I'm gonna turn it over to you for the fiscal 2022 year-end transfer needs and for any questions and discussion.
Excellent, thank you. I'm gonna just share my screen so that we'll put the form up. Can you see? I have two screens, so I just want to make sure you see the one that says a year-end transfer request.
Yes.
Yep,
okay,
you're
great.
Up. I do as well.
Okay, thank you. So you may recall that when we last met the night of town meeting, one of the departments that was going to get supplemental funding was a police budget. We knew that the amount that they were getting at town meeting was not going to be enough. There would be a request for more, just weren't really sure how much that was. So it ended up being, a significant amount. Basically, two different types of transfers. You had a transfer from the IOD Indemnity Fund, which is a fund that we recently put into place. I think it was earlier this fiscal year. That was a fund that had $100,000 in it, and it was for injured on duty. You could access it for overtime to fill shifts as a result of injuries. And the department did have some long-term injuries, and so they had requested $50,000 from that fund. That just required a vote of the select board with notification to the finance committee, and they did vote that on Monday night. And then, so what we're asking you to vote on tonight, the remainder of the transfers, which is also in accordance with chapter general laws, chapter 44, section 33B, we're allowed to do end of year transfers within the last 2 months of the fiscal year, and then within the first 15 days of the next fiscal year. So that's what we're doing here. So the police department, in addition to the IOD transfer, also require a transfer of, requesting a transfer of $53,750, of which $18,100 is for additional overtime. So in addition to what we've already funded, gas and oil, as we know, gas prices have gone crazy. And we did also make some allowances for that in next year's budget, but we're probably going to have to supplement that because it's not going to be enough based on the way prices are. And it looks like there's kind of no end in sight for that, at least, probably within the next year. So gas and oil, $19,900. Vehicle repairs and maintenance, there were a lot of expenses for that this year as well. 10,000 for that. This consulting fee, 5750, that was for the assessment center for hiring our new chief. So that was an additional cost as well. So that total is 53,750. We're looking to transfer basically all of these budget supplements from the employee benefits and insurance budget. It can certainly support the amount of this transfer. In fact, right now, balance is about 300 and something thousand left over in that budget right now. The next budget transfer is for the fire department. Again, gas prices, their gas and oil line, it's over by 26,000. So we're looking for a transfer in that area. And then with the DPW budget, also for building and grounds overtime and for gas and oil, building and grounds overtime, 17,500, 22,500 for the gas and oil, total 40,000. That comes to 119,750, and we would transfer that from the employee benefits and insurance budget. Chiefs are here if you have any questions. Dave Field, I had a scheduled vacation, so he couldn't make it tonight, but it's pretty straightforward. Basically, too, with these budgets, the department heads, they have the ability to manage the bottom line in their budgets. And so this is basically the net result of the activity for the year. So like DPW, they have a lot of flexibility. They've got all, there's several divisions. They've got the admin division, they've got building and grounds, they've got highway, and then they've got the snow and ice appropriation also. And so they manage within that bottom line. And there's a lot of swings either way, but basically the net result is that we're looking for transfers to get them through the end of the fiscal year.
Hey, Wendy.
I think that might have been Robert's phone. Say something again. I can unmute him and mute him as needed.
Okay. So hi, Wendy. Thanks a lot for preparing the memo and also the reconciliation. I have a couple of questions. And can you share what some of the assumptions are that went into the gas and oil line? Like, how do you know, right, that you need 19,000 and it will actually last the entire fiscal year, given the prices? Like, what are some of the factors?
Right. Well, to be honest, I mean, the budgets right now, those lines are over by that amount.
When you say right now, what, meaning that we budgeted for the new fiscal year over with an overage?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. These transfers are for fiscal 22. So
22. Okay.
right. Yes.
Sorry. Yes, it's on the screen. Yep. Okay. Okay. So this is, and so do we have it? So then, okay, it brings the next question. Do we have enough on those lines for the new fiscal year?
So yes. So we did add some money to the lines over what was budgeted like this year, but it's probably not going to be enough. We're probably going to have to adjust for those further when we have the fall town meeting.
Okay. And then what is oil?
Oh, that's sort of an old terminology.
Okay.
Those lines have always just been called gas and oil. It's really gasoline.
Okay.
Gas and diesel oil.
Okay. And then on the consultant line, I know it said it was for the assessment. Can you give a little bit of clarification on that?
So, so Chief Sullivan just recently retired, and so to find his replacement, we hired a consultant to perform what's called an assessment center, where they, like, Keith, you can probably talk about this more, where they basically like interview candidates. I think they run them through a series of tests.
Yeah, all-day exercise for all of the applicants, and there were 5
Oh,
total.
So an actual assessment.
Yes, it was an all-day assessment center for five police employees, me being one of them.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Nice seeing everybody again, too.
Okay, so we're taking $119,750. Is that correct? Does that get replenished? Is there a plan to replenish it? Or it's just that this fund is created for like a rainy day fund for such a time as this?
So with the year-end transfers, what it allows you to do is if there are surpluses in other budgets, you can transfer those year-end surpluses to other budgets that are gonna fall short.
Okay,
So, yeah, so this is the employee benefits and insurance. So it's basically we pay like the health insurance, the pension assessment, building and property liability insurances out of that budget.
okay. All right, thank you very much.
So Wendy, the only question I have, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. So looking at this, it's, we're talking about, I just went off mute. So there was a $50,000 from the indemnity fund that's already been transferred. This is independent of that. Okay, so select board did that already.
Yes.
The 53,750 for police, the 26 for fire, and then the 40 for DPW. That's all coming out of the overage insurance budget, the 300K that you mentioned before.
That's right.
The 50K is just it's another line item that's already been allocated. Okay, I wanted to make sure I understood that part. Okay, that's it for me. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I do, Patrick. It's Brian. Wendy, thank you. Chief, thank you for joining tonight. I just want to see if I understand this correctly. This is somewhat just of an accounting transfer, right? You've got a shortage in these 3 budgets and an overage in another, and you just need to balance the budget out for the end of the year. Is that fair?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay. And there's no outstanding invoices associated with these, like that we're not holding up payment for any of the overtime needs, or there's no risk of the fire trucks and police cruisers being out of gas.
Oh,
Okay. I live close by, so I want to make sure that if I need to go push one, I'm ready.
The only risk is that we have until literally Friday to get this done. So that's why I was like immediately like, hey guys, what are you doing next Wednesday? You guys busy?
We'll be there when you call. Don't worry. We'll both be there.
All right.
it's nice that we
I'll
have
walk-
this option, but it is kind of difficult. It's 15 days into the new fiscal year, really isn't a lot of time. I'm still getting bills in for payment for
Yes.
fiscal 22, and Friday's sort of my cutoff to stop paying those bills. So we still have
thank
more
you.
bills to pay.
I just wanted to make sure that I was accurate in my assessment, that this is just a buckets game.
Yes.
But it's a balancing game, right? To ensure
Yeah.
that we've spent down the lines as we should, and balance out the lines also that we should balance them out to 0.
Yeah.
So in essence, this is a type of an amendment to a particular line item in a particular budget.
Yes.
Potentially an odd question, Wendy, but why was there so much left in the employee benefit insurance budget? Just
Yes.
mismatch from what was expected based on the ongoing sort of increase in stuff?
It's usually our biggest generators towards like free cash. Because one of the things that we need to do is when we're setting the budget, we always make allowances for to have a certain number of like new people come on and take the insurance, because that's always a possibility that people, especially if you have retirement, sometimes you have somebody that get off the insurance. You have people that get off and they're before Medicare age. They're still going to stay on an active plan in their retirement, and then their replacement could come on, and then you could have the insurance for the replacement as well. So we try to budget a fairly significant amount, to take that into consideration.
And here's the net benefit when you guys have a lower than average enrollment. So you have some extra allocation. Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else with any other questions for Wendy or the Chiefs? It's a good band name, Wendy and the Chiefs. You guys can use that. No charge. Throwing that out there. Seeing none, I know Robert dropped, I assume, because of technical difficulties. We'll miss him. But in the meantime, we still have 5 of us, so we're still within quorum. Do we just do so I assume we vote to approve the transfer in this case. And then I would fill out the paperwork directly hereafter and then send that back to you.
Just
Okay.
sign the form and.
Yeah.
it's
Then I'm
fine.
looking for a motion for
Motion.
said.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and I
Patrick.
did have a motion in the memo.
Oh, did you? I didn't even see it. Where is it? I see the board one. Is that
Oh,
mine?
it's right below the board one.
And
Oh,
authorize the form.
I got it. Ready? I'm going to do a motion. Check this out. Sorry, Brian. I get to do one every once in a while.
It's fine.
I move that the committee vote to approve the year-end departmental budget transfer request form for fiscal 2022 as proposed.
Second,
Do I have a second?
second,
Vice Chair with the
yes, second.
There we go. All right, I'm going to go down our list. Brian,
DiNardo is a yes.
Captain Tim,
Pelosi is a yes.
every time, baby. Robert had to drop. Jay,
Olson, yes.
Shrin,
Diaz, yes.
and Helen is a yes. It is unanimous. Awesome. All right, Wendy, I will fill this out right now, and I will scan it and get it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. The only
Happy
thing we need is an
summer.
adjournment. So
Thank
I
you.
moved to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Diaz, second.
Brian,
DiNardo says yes.
Tim, Captain,
Thank you, everybody, and yeah, mostly yes.
Jay,
Olson, yes.
Shireen,
Diaz, yes.
Helen is yes. 18 minutes, new record. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great
Welcome.
summer.
Have a great night.
Aye.
Thank you.
Bye, all.
Good night.